Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our 7th session for data interpretation. In the previous session, we discussed some bar diagrams and line diagrams and some tables also we discussed, right? Now in this session, we are going to take some more pie diagrams, bar diagrams and line diagrams. And I'm sure you are having your paper and pen with you. You just pause the session, solve the problem on your own and then match your solution with mine, right? So it will be it will give you a confidence, right? So let's begin the session. Now first of all, let's take the set of problems. Here we are given a pie diagram and the percentage wise distribution of teachers who teach 6 different subjects. Total number of teachers is 1800 and percentage breakup is given over here, that is 17% physics, mathematics 13%, English 27% and so on, right? Now let's straightforward come to this problem. If 2/9 of the teachers who teach physics are female, then number of male physics teachers is approximately what percentage of the total number of teachers who teach chemistry, right? So what should be there in the numerator? Number of male physics teachers, right? So 2/9 of the teachers who teach physics are female. That means 7/9 of them are males, right? So 7/9, that is of 1800, and physics teachers is 17%. That is 17 by 100 you can say, and 7 by 9 of them are physics male teachers, right? And we have to find out the percentage before total number of teachers who teach chemistry. Now how many teachers are there? That 23%. So 23% of total teachers, right? So these are the chemistry teachers, these are the physics male teachers, and we have to find out this out of this percent, right? Now you have to solve this data. Since there is none of this over here and we have to calculate approximate answer, so let's do approximation. So this is the total calculation that we have to do, right? I assume this 17 to be around 18, so it will be around 2, right? Now this is 23, this is 100, so 23 fours are 92 and 23 fives are 115. So 100 is like closer to 92 and it's actually in somewhere in between 92 and 115, but it is closer to 92, right? The difference is 8 only. So if we cancel 100 from 23, then we'll be getting a data something around more than 4, that is around 4.3, right? Now 4.3 into 2 is 8.6 into 7. So it's around 60.2%, right? Now our actual answer should be a bit less than that. Why it is so? Because this is 17. Actually, this, if it had been 18, then only we got 2. But it is bit less than 18, so our multiplication or our product will be bit less than 60.2. So all the other options are like higher from 60, so 57% will be the correct choice, right? And friends, you must be observing that the other datas or the other options which are less than 60% are quite lower, that is 42% and 51%. So we cannot choose them. Since our answer should be around 60%, it should be bit less than 60%, that is around 57%. That is the only thing which is available with us. So I hope you are clear. Now let's see this question. What is the total number of teachers teaching chemistry, English and biology? Chemistry is 23%. English is 27, so in all this is 50%, and then biology is 12%, that is around 62% of the teachers are teaching chemistry, English and biology. So 1800 into 62%, that is the total calculation that you have to do, right? So 18 twos are 36, 3 is carried over, 18 threes are 54, 54 twos are 108 plus 3 111, 1116, as simple as that, right? Friends, I think this set of questions is quite easy. We can do it very fast. What is the difference between the total number of teachers who teach English and physics together and the total number of teachers who teach maths and biology? First of all, English and physics. English is 27 and physics is 17. So 27 plus 17, that is 44%. Then mathematics and biology, that is 13 plus 12, 25%, right? So we have to find out the difference. So 44 minus 25%, or we can say of 1800, right? So it's 44 minus 25 is 19, 19 into 18 is our answer. So what is 18 square? That is 324. 324, that is plus 18 is 342. So this is the correct choice. Okay, quite simple problem. What is the respective ratio of number of teachers who teach mathematics and the number of teachers who teach Hindi? Now since the total number of teachers is same, you just take the percentage of mathematics and Hindi. What is mathematics? That is 13%. What is Hindi? That is 8%. So the ratio will be 13 is to 8, right? Mathematics should be the numerator and Hindi should be the denominator. So 13 is to 8, that is not there in the option, so it's none of these. No paperwork is required at all. Now, if the percentage of mathematics teachers is increased by 50% and percentage of Hindi teachers decreased by 25%, then what will be the total number of mathematics and Hindi teachers together? So, percentage of mathematics teachers, if they are increased by 50%, initially they are 13, 13 plus add up 50% of that, so 13 plus 6.5, so it's 19.5, right? So mathematics teachers are now 19.5% and Hindi teacher decreased by 25%, so it's instead of 8 it will be 6, right? 25% decrease, that is 2% decrease. So 19.5, just write it over here, 19.5 plus 6. So in all 25.5% of 1800, right? Since options are closer to each other, these two options are closer to each other and none of these is also there. So just calculate it carefully. So 25 into 18. First of all, what will be 25 into 18? That will be 450. 450 plus 0.5 into 18. 18 fives are 90. So 0.5 into 18 will be 9. So 450 plus 9, that will be 459. Okay. Calculation is not a big deal over here. So 459 is your correct answer. I hope you are getting it. Now friends, let's take the next set of questions and I hope you are enjoying the session and you are getting the correct answers as well. Now, this is a bar diagram. Here, number of appeared candidates and passed candidates in hundreds in a test from 7 different institutions, right? These institutions are A, B, C, D, E, F, G and the number of students in hundreds, right? Now let's take the first question. What is the difference between the numbers of candidates appeared from institutions B, C, D and F together and candidates passed from institutes A, E and G together? So in this case, we have to find out the number of candidates appeared, right? This is appeared and this is passed. So B, C, D and F. So let's see. Candidates appeared from B, C, D and F. Appeared is this yellow bar. So appeared, this is 14 plus from C it is 7 plus D, it is 12, plus F is 6, right? So this is of B, C, D and F appeared. Now we have to deduct A, E and G passed, right? So I just write A, E and G passed. So it's 12, then E, that is further 12, then G, that is 5, right? So we have to deduct this calculation from this calculation. Just put minus sign everywhere, right? So this 12 and this 12 is cancelled. Then 7 plus 6, 13. Yeah, or we just add them as it is. 14 plus 7, 21 plus 6, 27. 27 minus 17 is 10. So we are getting 10, but this data is in 100. So 10, 100, that is 1000 is the correct choice. Okay. Now let's take this question. What is the average number of candidates passed from all the institutions together, right? Passed candidate, that is green bar. So we have to add up the datas of green bars and divide that by 7 to get the average, right? Or alternatively, what you can do is we just assume any mean or any average and see the deviation from that, right? Now, how do you assume the mean? So by looking at the option that is 7, it is 5, 4, 7, right? That's like the number of candidates are in 100. So the data will be 7, it's 4.9, it is 3.5, that is around 5, it is 4 and it is around 7. So what you can do, you just assume the mean to be 7, right, and see the deviation from 7. So assumed mean is 7. Now in the first case it is 12. We have to see the green bar, be careful. So it is 12, so it is 5 more than assumed mean. Then this is 10, it is 3 more than that, and it is 4, which is minus 3. It is also minus 3. Then this is further 12, so it is plus 5. Then it is 2, that is minus 5. Then this is 5, so it is minus 2, right? So this is the deviation from the mean, right? So just see, 5 to 5 is cancelled, 3 to 3 is cancelled, and it is minus 3 minus 2, that is minus 5 and plus 5. So all the datas are cancelled, divided by 7. So 0 divided by 7 is 0. That means whatever the mean we assumed, 7 was correct. So 7 into the candidates are in 100. So 7 into 100, 700 is the correct choice. Okay. So quite a simple and interesting problem. Now let's see this question. Number of candidates this passed from C and E, it's what percentage of total number of candidates appeared from A and G, right? So C and E passed. So we have to see the yellow bar. C is, I'm sorry, green bar. C is 4 and E is 12. So it is 16. Then appeared from A and G. Appeared is yellow bar. So it's 13. A of 13 and G is 11. So 13 plus 11 is 24 into 100. So it's 2/3 of 100, that is around 66.66 or 67%. So it's E is the correct choice, right? Quite a simple problem, can be done in seconds only. From which institution the difference between the appeared candidates and passed candidate is maximum? Quite a simple problem. You just have to see the difference between two bars which seems to be maximum. So this, I think D will be the correct choice because the difference is very big, right? Between yellow bar and green bar. So D will be an obvious correct choice, right? Now, what is the respective ratio between the number of candidates who have failed from institution B and number of candidates who have appeared from institution F? So failed from B. Now we have to see B. Appeared was 14 and passed is 10, so failed is 4. Is to appeared from F. Appeared from F is the yellow bar, that is 6. So 4 is to 6, or we can say 2 is to 3. Very, very simple problem, right? Now, let's take the next set of questions. Study the table carefully and answer the questions that follow. Now, male, female, number of employees working in 4 different companies in 5 different years. A, B, C, D, and male, female breakup of the staff is given. Now, what was the total number of males working in company A in the year 2007, males working in company B in the year 2005, and females working in company D in year 2006 together. Friends, I don't think I have to solve this problem for you. It's just a very, very simple addition problem, right? Males in company A in 2007. So 2007, 650, company A, males, just write. Males working in company B in 2005, company B, males is 400. And females working in company D in the year 2006. So 2006, females in company D is 450. So 6 and 4, 1000, 1000 and 50, 50, 1100 plus 400, that is 1500 is the correct choice, which is not there in the option. See, generally we get confused in this. Males company A and 2007, then B 2005, and then females company D 2006. So just have to take up the data accurately, otherwise the solution of the problem is not that difficult, right? Further, we have a problem based on average. So what was the average number of female employees working in all the companies together in the year 2004? So by looking at the option, I just assume the average to be 400, right? And let's see the deviation. So assumed is 400, right? In the year 2004, we have to see female employees. So 2004, right? Female, it is 400 over here. So deviation is 0. Then it is 450. So deviation is 50. Then here it is 600. So the deviation is 200. And then it is 50, right? So 200 and plus 100, 300 divided by 4. 300 divided by 4 is 75. So what we assumed, that was 400, and the deviation is positive 75. So it's plus 75. So in all, the average is 475, right? Friends, mainly the problems are based on percentages and averages, right? So the only important thing over here, that you should be able to crunch the problem, or that means you should be able to understand the problems in well manner. Otherwise, to solve, it's not that difficult, right? Now let's see this question. Total number of male employees working in company C overall the years together was approximately what percentage of total number of employees working in the year 2007 in all the companies together, right? Now you have to understand this problem, right? Now first of all, we have to find out the percentage of this from this. So total number of male employees working in company C over all the years. That means we have to find out this addition. So this is what, just add it quickly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 0, 2, 2 and 3, 5, 10, 13, 19 and 4, 23. So this is 2300, that is the numerator. Was approximately what percentage of employees working in the year 2007 in all the companies together. That means you have to add up this entire data. So just forget 50 for the first time. Then just take the remaining data. 600 plus 400, 1000. 1500, 1600, 2200, 2700, 3400 and 4000, right? And apart from that 50 and 50 and 50. So it is 4150 into 100. So we have to make this calculation, right? Now, how to approximate this calculation? Since in options 4 to 5% difference is maintained. So what I do is 2300, I just write it as 2200, and so I'm deducting 100 from it and I'm deducting 150 from it, because 150 from 4000 is as good as, around as good as 100 from 2300, because this data is almost double of that, right? So if I'm deducting 100 from it, I just have to deduct somewhere between 175 to 200. So 150 I'm deducting for easy calculation, right? So now this is, it's finished, just half this, it's around 55%. So our actual answer will be bit more than 55%. So it's only this option, because other options are quite far from this, right? So I hope it is quite simple. Now let's see the next question. If 20% of male and 30% of female employees in company B in the year 2004 were handicapped, then what was the total number of handicapped candidates in that company in that year? So we are talking about year 2004 for company B, right? So year 2004 and company B, right? This. Now 20% of the males are handicapped. That means 50%, 50 to 20% of 250 is 50. Then 30% of the female employees. So 30% of 450 will be 135. So it's 135 plus 50, that is 185. Okay, quite a simple problem. Now, what was the respective ratio between the number of males in company D in the year 2005? Males, company D, year 2005. 2005, company D and males. The number of females in company A in year 2006. In company A, females 2006, right? The number of males in the company B in the year 2005. So 2005, company B and males, right? So it's 550 is to 250 is to 400 that we have to calculate. Now, the first figure is multiple of 11. So these two options are incorrect. And the third figure, that is 40, is multiple of 8. So even this is incorrect. Now we are left with 2. So 25, it's multiple of 5, not of 6. So even this is eliminated. So this is the correct choice, right? Friends, I hope you might have enjoyed the session and you'll be getting the correct answers also. So let's meet in the next session once again. Bye-bye.